All right, from building bridges for the future to rethinking who or what is driving on them. First up, we want to talk about this story. Waymo reportedly exploring a split from Uber as tensions deepen over the robo-taxi partnership. The Financial Times reports that Waymo has signaled it plans to enter some markets independently starting in January of 2028 when their contract allows it. Meanwhile, self-driving is getting an 18-wheeler upsized upgrade. Aurora Innovation, the company behind the autonomous driving technology for semi-trucks, has just unveiled its second-generation driverless trucks without a human behind the wheel. The company is partnering with Roush to manufacture 1,000 trucks annually by the end of this year. Joining me now, first on Fox Business, is Aurora co-founder and CEO Chris Urmson. Chris, so great to have you. You work with a lot of big rig companies, FedEx, Uber Freight, Volvo Trucks, even all of these companies that put some autonomous tech on all of these heavy-duty trucks. What do you think is different about this sort of second-generation truck than the first one you had?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Great to be back. What's exciting about these is while we had trucks on the road operating driverlessly for the last year, this really sets us up to go scale. We have a handful of trucks today. By the end of the year, we expect to have a couple of hundred trucks on the road. And as you said, we're working with Roush to be able to produce 1,000 of them a year. So you're going to start to see these become really commonplace on America's highways.
I want to talk about, not too much in the weeds, but when we cover autonomous driving, we talk about sort of like level 1 to level 5. And I've been told that level 5 is like fully, we're there, I could like kind of take a nap in the back seat. Are you at, correct me if I'm wrong, level 4? And sort of how should Americans be thinking about that technology?
Yeah, you should really think about this as a safe driver that's on the road with you. So when our truck leaves the terminal, it gets onto the road, drives down the freeway, heads to where it's going, pulls off, and then gets off the freeway and does it all by itself. Nobody behind the steering wheel, the truck driving itself, the Aurora driver there, paying attention to people around it, paying attention to what's going on at 360 degrees, and keeping everyone safe while doing it efficiently and being able to do it 20-plus hours a day.
We're showing a lot of the routes that you're in right now, Texas, Phoenix, and that frankly is where a lot of autonomous vehicles right now are mapping things out and operating. What are your expansion plans? I'm here in New York City where we're trying to think about getting out of perhaps maybe San Francisco and those Sunbelt states.
Yeah, so today we operate in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma. And over the course of this year, we'll continue to expand across the Sun Belt. And over the next couple of years, you'll see us operate across the majority of the United States. Really, anywhere where business is done and goods need to move, that's where we're going to be to go serve our customers.
I don't know if you've been following this, but when there's a big power outage in San Francisco, there's always a big debate if a Tesla is better than a Waymo, for example. Tesla, I believe, has spent years like literally driving the road, mapping it out. They don't rely as much on the sensors that I believe Waymo does. When there's a big power outage, a Tesla, for example, can still do just fine because they've mapped those roads. What sort of technology and mapping have you done to make sure that if there's a power outage or big heavy construction or a traffic jam, that you're confident that the Aurora driver can navigate it?
Yeah, so the Aurora driver uses a bunch of different sensors real time. So it's using our proprietary First Light LiDAR, which allows it to see a kilometer down the road. It's got other radar and cameras that really allow it to have this superhuman view of what's happening on the road around it. When we're driving down the road, we have the confidence to put it out there because we've put it through 50 million tests. These are things where we've asked it all the different challenges it might encounter to have confidence that when it sees something out in the world, it's not kind of the first time it's encountering it, that it's going to be able to drive through that situation, whether it's a power outage or a rainstorm or a big construction zone. It's going to be able to drive through that safely.
Do you rely on Nvidia chips, and are they first in class?
Yeah, we absolutely use Nvidia chips in our trucks. They do have the best capability for what we need right now, and we've been excited to partner with them. And we're actually working with them on what will be our third generation hardware that will launch next year.
Ooh.
And there we're using their Thor chips to really scale this up. While the generation we have today will scale to about 1,500, that generation, that third generation, will scale to tens of thousands of trucks.
How else will that next generation be different and more advanced?
Well, the one we have today can see further, it can operate more places, it can really scale. What'll happen a year from now is we'll start to really see true volume. So 1,500 is a lot of trucks, but 10,000 trucks, tens of thousands of trucks really is going to allow us to move the needle on road safety. It's going to help us improve fuel economy, which is great for our customers and better for the environment. And it's really going to provide this backbone to the American economy, that we have this challenge where the demand to move goods is insatiable, and we just don't have the ability to move all the stuff we want to. And so the Aurora driver will help power that.
What do you say to those Americans who are thinking about truck drivers also as the backbone of this economy?
Yeah, I would say first, please find a truck driver and say thank you. Truck driving is just an incredibly difficult job, and it is essential to our way of life. At the same time, there's just not enough people that want to drive trucks, and for good reason. It is a really dangerous job. It's a really difficult job. It's away from home. And so the Aurora driver, as it comes to market, is going to really complement the men and women who are willing to drive trucks. When I talk to our customers, the first thing they talk about is the importance of safety. And the second thing they talk about is how important their people are to them and how they can see them being elevated by this technology and really living that role of the face of the company to their customers.
You talked about how it is a dangerous job. That sort of leads me to think about, big accidents or extreme weather conditions. Are you confident, and are your customers confident that the Aurora driver can handle that?
Yeah, we would not put it on the road if we weren't confident in it. And in fact, we've looked at the fatal accidents that happen with trucks. And we did a study a couple of years ago looking at all the fatal accidents that happened on I-45 between Dallas and Houston, where a big truck was involved. And I think there was 25 of them. We took the police reports, we created simulations, and we asked the question, what would the Aurora driver have done if it had been driving the truck? And the answer was it would have avoided all of those collisions.
Wow.
Not one of them would have occurred. And that's real people's lives that would not have been destroyed. And so the excitement I have for this technology is really in that opportunity, like I said, to make the road safer, right? And ultimately to really help power the American economy.
Can we talk about pricing? I was having a markets guest on earlier this week and talking about, when we're thinking about earnings season, just margin compression, the path to be profitable, negative free cash flow, all of the worries that investors look at in a company. Can you give us any indication about margins, profitability, free cash flow?
Yeah, what we've seen over the last year when we first launched the driverless trucks is just this incredible uptick in demand from customers. They need this to help power their business. And we ultimately expect this to help drive their business forward. It'll make them more profitable per truck. It'll allow them to have larger revenue. And we see that demand being ultimately insatiable. And so as a company, we're very excited. We just announced a few weeks ago that we have our first order for 500 plus trucks that with one of our customers that'll roll out over 27, 28. We're excited about the path to profitability for the product. We are confident that we can get to a place where this is really a valuable product for folks.
So you think you can be profitable in a couple years?
That's what we're expecting, yes.
Okay. Chris Urmson, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time today.
Thanks for having me on.